morning the right way.
Gonna be great, gonna be a good day.
This is Jase and Lauren on Melbourne's Nova 100.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Wednesday.
Good morning.
Morning, Lozzie. Morning, Clint.
Morning, guys. Great to see you. Great to hear you.
Guys, we've got a special guest in here this morning.
This rattled me, Clint. This really rattled me.
I woke up this morning and I rolled over and Paul was lying next to me on his phone. And he was like, morning, Loz. Hi, Loz. How are you? What time do you want to go to work? I'll drive you. He's jet lagged, so he's been awake since 2 o'clock and he was just waiting for me to wake up. So he's driven me to work and he's come in and we're sending
him in.
We're sending him around like a little coffee queen. He's going to go pick up coffees for everyone.
Yeah, can we bring Paul in?
Do you want to come and say hi, Paul?
Hang on, bring him in, get a microphone on. Which mic? There we go. One of those. Paulie, come in. This is Lauren's fiancé, Paul. Good morning, Paul.
You just waved. You're on the radio, darling. You've got to say hello.
Morning, Queen.
Well, you know what? No, don't say morning, Queen. Morning, former medal or record holder, Clint, because you know how you're in Paris for the Olympics.
I know.
We have our own athlete in the building. Paul, would you like to tell everyone in Melbourne what title you hold?
Wrestling.
No, high jump. Why is
that mic? Hang on. That mic's not working. Go to this one.
He's on the wrong mic.
Slick operation.
Welcome to radio.
Gee, you've run a really professional show here, guys.
Thank you.
Paul's been showing us his record holding
High jump.
Taekwondo.
High jump.
207, guys, when I was at school.
207.
Still hold it today, guys.
What year was that, Paul?
A long time ago.
Right. And did they chisel that in stone when they took down the record, or were pens invented?
No, it's still there, guys. Still there.
207.
207.
So, Clint, we worked it out. That's higher than that giant cardboard cutout shirtless photo we have of you in the office.
Yeah.
You should do a high jump of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, for a guy at once jumped 207, he doesn't get the leg over often these days, does he?
Do you do the Frosby flop?
Frosby flop.
Is that what it's called?
That's it, Clinty. Yes.
How does that work?
It used to work. Hang on, what are we doing?
I'm pointing. You're talking into the microphone.
Oh, right.
Do you know what he
She's
also
yelling
does?
at me. This is like being at home.
He also talks
Are
like
we on air?
He talks like an athlete at a press conference. Yeah, he was big. 207, 207. Let's go back there.
He was
Many
not
years ago.
expecting us to drag him into the
No,
studio.
Yes, he was. He
just
already
going-
just pulled up photos of the high jump.
I was going for coffees, guys. Coffees.
How's the jet lag, Dal?
It's terrible. I can't get through it.
Clint.
But hopefully after this weekend I'll be right.
What about you, Clint? Have you got jet lag in Paris?
No, I'm sensational now.
Did
I've
you
been
beat
doing
the lag?
Well, not for a few days, but today I've come good. I did a few Ks. I've been walking around Paris. It's been great. Been a good day.
Jet lag's worse on the way home.
Oh.
Yeah, always. Yeah. So good luck with that, Clint.
Thanks, Richard de Crepney.
You'll be starting work at 2 a.m.
Hey, Clint did visit the Moulin Rouge.
Oh, voulez-vous
Ooh la la,
coucher? Is that
yes,
what they
I
say?
did.
Voulez-vous coucher
Because
avec
you
moi?
can.
You can.
Can.
We're going to hear that
Favourite movie.
a little bit later on. Hey, people of Melbourne, we've got your chance to win money and be a record holder like Lauren's fiancé.
Oh, we've got our own games.
You've got it, but ours are a little bit more ordinary, and we'll explain more.
It's perfect for us.
Absolutely. Just after 7 this morning, we will get into that.
Cool.
Guys, Jase was on the telly yesterday. Clint, do you know he hot-footed it to Dome? He went to Channel 9.
So embarrassed for all of us.
Why are you so embarrassed?
It's kind of funny.
Oh, I've seen some clips.
Oh, yeah. No, there's some very funny things that happened. And he said something that blew my mind. And Clint, I think it's going to tickle your fancy.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're not going to like, Clint. When I was in the makeup...
Did you do a dance with Belinda Russell?
No, I didn't do a
TikTok.
dance. I didn't do a TikTok with Belinda Russell, but I did share some Clint Stanaway stories with the makeup girls.
Oh. They would have heard it and seen it all before, Clint. Don't worry.
Morning. What is going on this morning?
We are running a slick operation.
Over the mare. All right, we're back on track.
Okay, we're back. Now, I want to...
Maybe you should transition into television, Jase.
Well, didn't he dip his toe in the water yesterday, Clint? So we got a call saying, Jason, Lauren, would you guys come on Today Extra? They're doing the show from Melbourne this week. I work for Channel 9, and I said, absolutely not. And Jace went, I'll do it.
Lauren is locked in for Friday, Clint.
I have to do it on Friday, and I'm going to call in sick. There's just, after watching yesterday's appearance from Jase Hawkins.
The amount of people that I've told
So-
you're in for Friday.
So who's hosting?
Richard Wilkins, Dickie, one of my favourites. We
good.
should get him on the phone actually later. Dickie and Belinda Russell.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
What
sitting there
could
going,
go wrong?
Yeah. I'll tell you what can go wrong. When they ask you to weigh in on politics, Clint,
Yeah, so he was on for the news topics. But my favourite bit, Clint, obviously it's very topical. They did news topics about kids in sport and something else and something else and something else. And then it really, really perked my interest when my favourite man on television, Richard Wilkins, asked Jase this question.
4 days until the Olympic Games kick in. Jase, what sport are you most looking forward to?
Athletics. Look, everyone loves the swimming stuff. Athletics, so many amazing moments. Kathy Freeman. I don't mind. I mean, like, you know, when else do we sit down and watch people do long jump? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that.
Okay, Kathy Freeman was 24 years ago. What other moments do you love
She's 15 years retired.
What other moments do you love in the athletics?
10 seconds before we go on, they go, and we'll ask what sport you're looking forward to, and I go, swimming. And they go, you can't. The other person's saying swimming. And I looked at everyone and went, what other sports are there?
I loved it. Oh, great moments. Kathy Freeman. Oh, yeah, and the long jump. Who's your favourite long jumper?
Richard de Crepney. No, he's the Qantas pilot.
As soon as Dickie asked that question, I was like, here we
go.
Clint.
And there's nowhere to hide, is there, Jase?
There really isn't, Clint. I'm like, whoever that other lady was on the panel from Sydney, I'm like, Darl, if you want to jump in now would be a great time. Hey, there's something I did notice, though.
Oh, athletics, of course.
Okay.
I love the athletics.
He's gonna change course on us now because he's getting uncomfortable.
Kathy Freeman ran
It was a big moment.
24 years ago.
Well, I don't want to tell you now what I was going to say.
What were you going to say?
Swimming
What?
and bring up Kieran Perkins.
Oh, from lane 8.
The 1,500 metre. We all remember where we were, don't we, Dickie?
I'm surprised you didn't.
Jr.
I'm surprised you didn't say the opening ceremony was your favourite Olympic sport, to be honest.
When we hung Nikki on the string. You know where I got thrown?
I think you should go on the Today Show more often.
Do you know where I got thrown?
Loved
Where
it.
did you get thrown?
And don't get me wrong, Belinda and Dickie were lovely, right? Beautiful people, and they were very nice to us. But you know how they rush you to the desk just during the ad break, and they're like, "Here we go, back in 10 seconds." And I had everything in my head that I was going to say, and then I looked down at Dickie holding his papers, and I realised he has King Charles sausage fingers.
He does. He doesn't have dexterous fingers.
Was sausage. Just big
He's
chubby
got
little-
paws.
He's trying to hold those little papers and they were latching on, but they couldn't hold.
He's got paws.
And then that's when I look up and they go, what sport? And I'm like, athletics.
I loved it. I think we should get you on it as a regular.
Do you know what? The invitation is open.
No.
Weekend today. We do a similar
Yes.
segment. Yes.
Get him on, Clint.
I
Get
don't
him
leave
on.
the suburb on a weekend. I'll tell you what, there is a lot of photos of you in the hallways at Channel 9, Clint.
Oh, you're
They
looking
put
at
more
me
up,
then.
have they?
I thought, have I got a photo in the hallway?
Absolutely not. There was not one.
So I've been doing some touristy type things.
Oh,
in
yep.
my
Have you been
travels.
up the
When
Eiffel Tower
When I
yet?
get the chance.
The Eiffel?
I haven't been up. I've been around. It's
Okay.
very busy, Lauren.
Have you been to the Arc de Triomphe?
The what?
I've been to the Arc de Triomphe.
Have you
on
been to the top of it?
Champs-Élysées. No.
You can go on the top of it. No. Have you
Yeah,
been
you
to the
can.
Louvre? Have you seen the Mona Lisa yet?
Oh, all right. Postcards.
What's
I've not
that,
done any
You
of
You said
that
you've
stuff.
been doing touristy things. What things have you been doing?
What's the pyramid thing everyone goes to?
The Louvre.
That's the one.
The art gallery.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it
Pyramids,
is?
The Great Pyramids of Paris.
The glass pyramid or the Eiffel Tower.
Not
looks
the
a bit-
sandy one, the glass one.
Yeah. And then you go underneath, and it's the most famous art gallery in the world. That's the home to the Mona Lisa.
Oh, just don't be taking paint in and chucking it over the paintings.
Don't
They
go gluing
like
your
that.
hands.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
I
don't
think
glue
it's
your hand.
shielded these days.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Yeah.
So, but you
No,
haven't
but I
seen
did
it.
duck down to. I went up to Montmartre.
Oh,
you know,
very nice.
the top of Sacré-Cœur,
Yes.
which looks over Paris in all its glory.
I didn't understand
and
all
I
of
also dropped in on the Moulin Rouge. If you know
Oh,
England.
all right. So when he says he's been doing touristy things, he's gone to see the babes dancing. The can.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Here we go.
I've seen
Mocha chocolate.
I've seen the movie. Is Ewan McGregor doing the live stage show? Is that what
Yeah,
they-
with
or is
Nicole
it-
Kidman.
is it
She
like
rides a camel.
Is it a burlesque sort of show?
She does ride a camel.
She rides a camel in it, doesn't she?
It's an elephant
Why
in
is
the
there a
movie.
An
camel?
elephant. An
It's an
elephant.
elephant
It's
in
an
the movie.
elephant.
Oh, it's
Yes.
an elephant.
Yes.
In the movie. Yeah,
Why
yeah,
is she
yeah.
on the elephant?
I don't know.
She rides it. It's a mode of transport.
So
I
what's
don't
the
know.
actual? So it's like a burlesque sort of
yeah,
show.
Yeah. Well, they're can dancers.
Right. And do you
And
have
they're
a meal?
amazing.
Is
Yeah,
it like,
you have dinner and champagne, and you sit around, and it's a big stage show.
Oh, it's like
Very
going to,
intimate.
It's like going to the Draculas on the Gold Coast.
Draculas.
Yeah, but it's not like the Moulin Rouge dancers are it's very hard to
What do
become
we
a
have in
Moulin
Melbourne? The
Rouge.
Wicked Sisters or something? Is this like a
No,
theatre?
we had a Dracula's here for a while, didn't we?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and witches in breeches we
That's
had
the
as well.
one. We had witches in breeches.
No, okay. So you go and have a beautiful dinner and champagne, and they do these amazing can dances.
Well,
Okay.
Yes. Well,
Yep.
I was just going to say quickly. I didn't realise there were boys in it as well. But
Yes.
I just thought it was the girls. But there's boys in it as well who are amazing dancers themselves.
2024. Clint All's involved, and Clint
Yes.
was
I
there
think they were there from the beginning. To be
last
honest.
night.
I am here in the Moulin Rouge, backstage at the Moulin Rouge, with Jasmine Bard, who is one of the stars of the show. Jasmine, bonjour.
Bonjour, nice to meet you.
This is lovely to see you, and we are being treated to a bit of a backstage show. Tell us where we are.
So at the moment we're in one of the lodges, which we call a dressing room in Australia, and we're side stage, so this is where we get changed and we get ready for the show.
So, Lauren Phillips, I'm told there are 700 pairs of shoes back here. Jasmine, can you confirm that?
I can confirm, and we also have 1,000 costumes as well.
That must be a woman's dream, basically.
It is definitely an amazing dream. It's so amazing to wear all of these like beautiful costumes and all of these shoes. I feel like I'm in a fairy tale sometimes.
Well, you are, and you're one of the stars of the show, and you're Australian, but not the only Australian. How many country women do you have with you?
So Australia makes up majority of our cast. We're like the number one nationality. So there's a lot of Aussies. They must like the Australian dances. But yeah, so we're just so happy to be here and living in Paris and dancing on one of the most iconic stages in the world.
How fit or flexible do you have to be a dancer?
So to do our can-can, which is like our most iconic dance, our most famous dance, it is hard. It is not easy.
What makes it so hard?
We're doing high kicks, we're doing running jump splits, we're doing cartwheels. We have to have a lot of energy. We're screaming, we're shaking. You have to have stamina, you have to have strength, you have to have flexibility, and all the while you have to perform and make the audience love you.
Okay, let's give it a go. As I say, I'm a bit nervous. I'm not very flexible, so I could do a hamstring.
Yeah, so have you warmed up?
No, warm-ups for cheats.
Well, we don't want to pull a hammy, so maybe we'll just quickly do like a stretch, touch our toes a few times, but we'll see how you go.
Now, I have a colleague, Lauren Phillips, who we back in the studio. She was sort of getting a bit lippy, saying, how hard can the can be? So she is approaching 40. I hope you don't mind me telling Australia that, Lauren. Can you be too old for a high kick?
No, I don't think you can be too old, but I think you need to have a lot of training under your belt for it, especially, is she starting the can at 40 or has she had a bit of training beforehand?
She's very light on her, she's pretty light on her feet.
Okay, so light on her feet, that's good. But what about the flexibility?
She's flexible when she needs to be, when she's reaching for a phone, for instance.
Right, we might need to go a little bit further than just reaching for the phone, but, you know, we can be optimists here and give it a go.
Hey, Jasmine, it's been an absolute pleasure. You are a superstar. What would you say to all Melburnians and Australians listening to this?
I would say if you have a dream, work hard and go for it.
Oh, mostly Aussies in the cast.
Okay, excuse me. I'm not nearly 40. I've got 3 years to go before I'm 40.
Oh, it'll be here before you know it.
Edging
It'll
40.
nearly be the next Olympics by the time I'm 40.
So you're saying you could still do the high kick?
I know.
High kick.
What
No.
sort of
High kick,
high kick?
Oh my God, this is
Because she
terrible.
Can.
I'm not doing a high kick.
Hey,
I'm doing
Lauren,
my hamstring.
Come on.
What
Yeah.
sort of pants are you wearing today?
I'm wearing high-waisted jeans. If I had have
Okay,
known, I would have
perfect.
worn
That's
my
what-
leggings.
Lauren, she just
No,
said,
no, no.
If you have a
That's what-
dream, chase it.
Yeah, I don't have a dream to do
Yeah.
the high kick, the can, because I can.
And all the
not.
girls there
Jase.
wear high waist jeans. Trust me. I was
Really?
watching.
I watched, and they wear little bloomers and like can dresses.
Come on.
No,
do
no, I
it
need
for
to have
Melbourne.
this
Can.
tomorrow. I'll wear my gym
No.
pants.
No. The time is now. Your
But this is it.
time
This is
to
it.
be a Moulin
Clint,
Rouge
you went to the
dancer.
Moulin Rouge. You do it in your hotel room there in Paris. Come
Round
on.
of applause.
Inspired by Nicole Kidman.
I've just woken up. I'm not doing it. You can't bully me. I'm pulling out the B word.
We don't use the B word around
Yes,
here.
we do. You can't bully me into doing the can.
You are a toy. She can't. Clint, while you are over in Paddy, Loz and I are back here in Melbourne. I'm waiting on a visit today from we're having a lady around to the house.
A lady?
Bringing a lady. To
What sort of lady?
A lady will be joining my wife and I.
What's she going to do?
She's going to get things hot.
Oh, what's she doing? Installing a heater?
No, she's fixing one of the burners in the barbecue. Her name is Barbecue Sharon. Found her online.
Lady tradie. I love a lady
Yeah,
tradie.
thought you would.
What? Barbecue Sharon?
Yes.
Is that like Tupperware Pete?
Yes. Yeah, sort of like Tupperware Pete.
Has she got an Instagram?
Wait, is that her? Yeah. Is her name actually Barbecue Sharon? You're lying. There's no way every woman you meet is called Sharon. He calls everyone Sharon. Sharon the swinger, Sharon the school mum. Now we've got Barbecue Sharon. Sharon it can't be the same Sharon, surely. It's not the swinger, is it? Oh my God, her name's Barbecue Sharon. Oh my.
So what she specialises in barbecues?
No, she hates them. No, yeah, she's a specialist in barbecues and fixing them. Basically, you know how I've just moved into a new place.
I needed Barbecue Sharon because we couldn't get our barbecue working for like 3 months when we moved in.
when we moved in, it's got one of those inbuilt barbecues.
That's what we had, yeah.
And it's got the big 4-burner and it looks
Yeah.
great. And I tried to light it up, but the one on the left doesn't light. I'm like,
Annoying.
I've been stitched up here and bought a bloody dud. And I was like, do I replace the barbecue? And a few friends said, no, it looks like an expensive barbie. You better just get it fixed. So I've ordered Barbecue Sharon. She's
I like your thinking though.
Jase
One
around.
burner doesn't work, we'll just get a new one. That's first world problems, isn't it?
Anyway. My wife has
We're
warned
going to have to sell.
We must move.
torch the house, do an insurance job. My wife goes, don't offer her lunch. And I'm like, oh,
What do
here
you
we
mean?
go.
Well, you
So-
can't. The barbecue's broken.
No, the other 3 burners work. Sharon,
do.
I'll cook you up a snorky over here while you fix the other burner.
How is it down that end of the barbecue?
How
You
do you
want
like
yet?
your steak?
Watch your fingers, a bit hot down this end.
No, smart asses.
What do you mean don't offer her lunch?
Well, because we've just recently moved and Lou was getting up me because I have
You're
been...
not allowed friends over, so you make friends with the tradies.
No. I always go, if you look after them, they look after you.
I agree, but
So-
asking them for lunch is excessive.
No. So I got grilled, ordered in for all the removalists on the day that we were moving. I was like, boys, go round, got them all to put their burger choice in the app. And I
Yeah,
bought
but
them.
you don't want their greasy fingers on your laces when they're packing the boxes.
No, I packed my own laces. And then I had a tradie round to hang the TV. TV Sam came round, so I bought him. So him and I got
TV
some
Sam, Barbecue Sharon.
some H&P packs from the local kebab shop. We sat there and had
This
lunch
just
at the
sounds
bench.
like an excuse for you to have food and chips every day.
No. And my point is, if you look after them, I always think they either charge you a little bit less or they go above and beyond and do a better
Or
job.
they think this guy's rich, he's shouting his lunch, I'm going to charge more.
No, like the tradies were only supposed to pack the removals were only supposed to pack the kitchen. After we did a round of grill, they were like, oh, well, we're here, we'll help you with this. We'll
Yeah,
help you
no
with that."
shit. They wanted dinner as well.
I
What's for
guarantee.
dinner, Jase? We're still here.
I don't know. Sharon, is the grill working? Sam, what's on the box?
They're going to come around for the pancake parlour for breakfast.
No. Would you agree that if you look after tradies, they will do more for you?
Well, generally, if you treat people nicely, they tend to do.
With respect.
People
yes.
treat you nicely back.
Do you reckon anyone's ever treated a tradie really nicely?
Well,
What do you mean?
Have I got to spell it out to her?
Are you
Like-
trying to hit on Barbecue Sharon?
are you putting Sharon on the grill?
Oh my God, he's going to have a broken burner every week. Oh, Sharon, the other burner's broken. Sharon, do you do stove tops?
I reckon there'd be people out there that have looked after their tradie
Well, are you asking tradies, have you ever got a little extra something
Yeah.
as payment?
13 24 10. If you are a tradie, or maybe you know of a tradie in the industry and they've gotten a little extra while they were on the job.
I like the names you're rolling out. I'm liking Barbecue Sharon. I had a guy called Alex Hangs, and he hung pictures.
Oh, that's good.
Alex Hangs, very good. Shout out if anyone needs someone to hang some
Good Sam the TV man.
Sam TV man.
Well,
I
if
think
TV Sam or Barbecue Sharon are listening, can they please call as well? 13 24 10.
yes.
I don't know. She's probably going to cancel today's appointment now. 13 24 10. Are you a tradie?
Have you ever
That's-
gotten added extra?
Yeah, gotten a little added extra while you were on the job for someone, or you know of a tradie who has. Give us a ring. 13 24 10. We'll come back and hit the phones next. We're talking tradie. So I got Barbecue Sharon coming around today. Liz told me.
And you like to give your tradies a little treat. You always buy them lunch or dinner or depending
Well, I just
on
think,
what time they're.
if they're there, you buy them, food, they'll do that little bit extra for you.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
I offer them like a tea or coffee
However.
or a cold
no,
or a cold drink or a beer if it's a hot day at the end.
I do have an issue.
What?
I offered TV man Sam,
Yeah.
hey, do you want a coffee? And
Yeah.
he goes, yeah, I'd love one. That'd be great. Almond milk, please.
Oh, no, Sam.
Can you do that? If
Well,
you're
he
in
probably
someone's house,
thought you were going to the shop.
Well, I had to go to the shop, didn't I?
Yeah, he probably thought you were going to grab a coffee from a cafe.
Yeah.
Because I'm not making it for them. I go to the cafe.
Sharon, the barbecue lady, what's her name? Barbecue
Barbecue Sharon.
Yeah.
Have we actually met her, or you just pulled her off
How'd you find?
Instagram?
I just
or
found her
something like
online.
this?
On what? Hype
Oh, okay.
pages.
Tinder. No.
Her name's Barbecue Sharon on Tinder. I'd be concerned.
No,
on
no,
like
no.
high pages or one
Yeah,
of those.
yeah. Someone recommended her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does she come in an apron?
I don't know.
And she exclusively fixes barbecues.
That's all she does.
Wow. Niche market.
Yeah.
But
She's busy,
barbecues-
mate. I had to-
Barbecues pack it all the time.
I had to wait 3 weeks to get her. She is
She's busy.
She is in high
well,
demand.
if you could have seen Paul, my Paul, God bless him, I love him so much, but he's hopeless at anything remotely handy.
Yeah, hello.
Trying to get when we put a new barbecue into the new house, this means nothing to me, but I'll never forget the saga of trying to convert LPG to natural gas converter or something.
I don't get that.
To install the barbecue.
Gas
and I
is
was
gas.
like, we are going to blow up the whole neighbourhood in a minute.
Yeah, gas is gas.
I needed Barbecue Sharon.
Well, join the wait list. Anyway, we did say 13 24 10. Are you a tradie who's gotten a little bit extra? Got a tradie on the line who we all know. Good mate of
Who?
mine, Instanath.
Oh, Nate, nice to see you again.
Hey guys.
Hi, Nate.
So Instanath.
What have you done?
Hey, no, it's not him. It's one of the
Who have
boys.
you done?
He runs a building company. Got a bunch of boys on the books.
Yes.
This does concern me because I have come home to his boys around at my place before doing a
Nate,
job when my
what
wife was
sort
home.
of tradies are they? Are they plumbers, electricians? Are they barbecue people?
Are you talking mate? Chippies.
Chippies.
Oh, they're chippies.
They're all just
They're
chippies. All just chippies.
Yeah, all just chippies.
Now,
It wasn't me. I'll make that clear because
Okay.
could be listening.
Because you're married.
exactly.
Yeah.
Couldn't
What
have
was?
been you.
What happened? Who was it?
Nah, so we just sent one of the boys down to do a little fix-up job in Richmond. Mm-hmm. Does the job. Comes back to the factory. Had to look at a bit of smile on his face. Like, what happened there? He's like, I did the job and did what else he had to do as well.
Did he ever throw down with the customer?
I had a full throwdown with the customer.
Did
Yeah,
Also,
they just meet on the job?
yeah, they literally just met on the job. She just
No.
I don't know the full ins and outs, but it definitely happened.
And then never to be seen again, or did they stay in touch?
I don't think he ever saw her again.
he mustn't have been good
Is
because
this-
otherwise she would have been breaking things left, right, and centre and ringing you boys.
Is this really happening out there amongst the
100%.
traders of Melbourne? Nah.
Nate's dad's a plumber, right? And
I've heard it a few times.
yeah, and I've spoken to your dad about this because when your dad goes, not that he's done it, hang on, but when your dad goes to a job with your brother Keegan, because Keegan's quite easy on the eye, the housewives will book the job if the
So
son.
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
Ah.
And they've been asked, like, is he single? Is your apprentice single? Like,
Yeah.
for my daughter? Asked lots of questions.
Oh,
Haven't done
the
anything.
matchmaking
Nice.
for the daughters is one thing.
Nathan,
Oh,
you have
yeah.
been propositioned.
We've been propositioned a couple of times, but look, I'm married, so that's not happening.
Boring.
He said that 17 times.
We're not propositioning you now, just to be clear, Nathan. All right,
What's
get back
happening
to
out
work.
there in the suburbs?
See you, brother.
Bye,
Yeah,
Nate.
100%. Oh, mate, Keegan, his brother, cleans up. Not now. He's got a girlfriend, but yeah.
What do you mean? Like, oh,
His dad would say to me, I'll take Keegan to the jobs with me because
And the
he
girls
helps
love
me
him.
book the jobs.
wow.
Yeah. He's probably terrible
I mean-
on the tools.
I don't care
Sounds
what
like
they
he's
look
pretty
like
good
as long
on
as
the
they
tools.
smell nice. Just don't want smelly tradies in the house. Oh, I'm not having a throwdown with them though. That's just to come in the house.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sure Barbecue Sharon will be lovely. I'll give you a full report on her tomorrow.
I can't wait to hear about.
Oh, it's going to be a bloody awkward visit if she listens to this show, let me tell you. Hey, coming up next, we are paying your bills, Melbourne. We've got a huge show coming up after 7:30. Australia's first female fully qualified astronaut.
I love this. I'm sort of terrified and fascinated by space in equal parts. Clint, how do you sit on space activity, extraterrestrial activity?
Well, I'm not going to go anytime soon, but I'm intrigued by it. Absolutely, you're right.
People could go though. Like
I know,
not
but like,
fully to
I get-
space.
you
but
know.
How do we
there's
go?
There's that Richard Branson thing that like all the
Oh,
billionaires
yeah,
are
but-
signing up to.
But I get bored on a flight to Brisbane.
Oh, you couldn't go.
Oh, God, I'd get the deep vein
How many
thrombosis.
movies would you need?
A lot.
I don't think they're watching movies, are they?
Don't they?
Do you reckon the iPads work up there?
As long as the drink cart does. All right.
How long does it take to get to space?
I'm not sure. I can't remember my last flight. You know what? How about
It's
we...
like days, isn't it?
How about we-
weeks, months,
No, I think
years?
it's
How long does it take you to get to another?
20 minutes. You're on a rocket. You're there.
It's not 20 minutes. It takes like days to. Okay, this is like Dumb and Dumber, isn't it? Hey, Clint, do you remember once when? Do you know what I'm going to say? There was
7 minutes?
There was once.
Hang on. Sorry. 7 minutes? Is that what it says
Oh,
on
don't ask Gen Z.
Gen Z says it takes 7 minutes to get to space.
It takes more than that in an aeroplane to get airborne.
Doesn't it take years to get to Mars?
Yes. something
Remember, so years ago,
like 7 minutes.
I was living with a friend and I was watching the news and I turned, you know what I'm going to say? I turned it on late and I was like, oh my God, I could not believe what I was seeing.
What was it?
It was Christina Hearn, friend of the show, you know,
Yep,
Channel 9
Channel 9 reporter.
And she was doing a live cross from Mars. And I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So I recorded it. And my housemate, Janine, the sheriff, got home and I was like, Sheriff, you're never going to believe what was on the news tonight. Christina Hearn did a cross from Mars. And she was like, Lauren, it takes 7 years to get to Mars or something. And I was like, she did a live cross from there. And I had to call her to like prove it.
What's the phone reception like on Mars?
Well, okay,
Was
so
she
it
using the Wi-Fi?
turns out she was in this part of Arizona that they say is the
No.
most likely surface.
Oh, right.
The closest thing to being on
It'll
Mars.
get you. Clint is over in Paris for the Olympics. Kicks off in a couple of sleeps. But wouldn't it be amazing, Loz, to compete in something on an elite level like the Olympics, but without having to jump a plane and go to Paris?
Wouldn't it just?
Well, that moment is here.
We're just ordinary people.
The Ordinary Games with Jase and Lauren. Finding the best of us from the rest of us.
That's right. We want to find the best of us from the rest of us.
When we say the best of us from the rest of us, you require absolutely zero skills
Zero.
to play in our ordinary games.
Up for grabs, your chance to win a cheeky grand and hold the title of being the Ordinary Games champion
the
here in
most
Melbourne.
ordinary person in Melbourne.
What an honour.
What a thrill.
So, Lauren's
A win's a
fiancé, Paulie, Paul was in this morning, the unit.
The big rig.
He is holding on to his title.
Yes.
1992, he was the high jump champion at his school in Brisbane.
He said he jumped 2.07 metres, which sounds ridiculous, and I didn't believe him. And he's got the school APS record book sent through to prove it. That ain't ordinary.
No.
That's quite extraordinary.
Old school photo of him too.
It was 1992. In fact, I'm surprised there were cameras invented when he was at school.
Now, there's going to be 2 events at our Ordinary Games.
There is.
Okay. Obviously, we are a sucker for the pool at the Olympics. So we are going to be heading to the pool for the Ordinary Games. And we
But
are
not,
going to...
not racing.
Oh, God, no, not racing.
We're not racing. That'd be way too extraordinary.
Biggest Splash is event number 1.
We can use the boards.
We are going to
the
use the
diving
springboards.
The springboards. Yes.
How far up are we?
No, we're going to use the springers. You know, the springers that are only like a couple
metre.
of metres off the ground?
Oh, okay.
So if you reckon you do a good, what are they? All the moves you can do, like the
springers.
horsey.
Hang on, they've got springers like one level up as well, don't they?
They're called diving boards.
They're just
Springboard. I don't think they're called springers.
springboards.
They're definitely not called the springers.
Jerry.
The Jerry Springers. Oh, yeah, we're jumping off the Jerry Springers.
So event 1 will be biggest splash, and then event 2.
I like this one.
Event 2, hurdles is always very funny to watch. So we
Yep.
are going to be doing little leaps. Ordinary people
Run and
jumping mini hurdles.
Are they mini hurdles?
Yeah, they're the little kid mini hurdles.
Well, that's hard enough.
It is. You've got to get your knees up.
Yeah.
So, if you would like to be a part of Jason Lauren's Ordinary Games, your chance to win $1,000 and lose your credibility, all you have to do is register via novafm.com.au or the Nova Player app. The Ordinary Games kick off next week.
Yes, we've got cash up for grabs. We've got prizes up for grabs. Come and join our Ordinary Games team.
What was your biggest claim to fame in regards to sport?
Mine,
biggest sporting achievement?
My biggest sporting achievement, I quite liked swimming, and backstroke was my stroke. I cheated a lot. I pulled on the lane rope sometimes, but I went to the state championships.
For backstroke?
Yes, and I didn't make the final, but I was the 13th fastest backstroker in the state for my age.
Really? See, I always got
That's not
paranoid I was
much of a
going to hit
claim
the
to fame.
wall. Is that why they've got the flags up to tell you the
Yeah,
wall's
you know how
coming?
many strokes, and I did 50 and 100 metres backstroke.
You should see me.
13th fastest in the state for under 14s.
Whenever I did a tumble turn, people almost jumped in because they thought I was drowning. I'm not great on the tumble.
Tumble turns are
They're
hard,
very hard.
especially
They
the
are
backstroke ones. You got to flip and then turn.
There's a rumour floating around about you, Clint, that you are not bad at butterfly.
Yeah, I'm pretty handy, actually, at butterfly. I also went to the state championships, Lauren.
Oh my gosh, where
And
did you come?
Unlike you, I made the final.
Oh, what lane were you in?
I think I was in lane 7.
Oh, that's slow.
For memory, so an outside lane.
Outside. I mean, Kieran Perkins won the 1500 from there. So you're like Susie O'Neill. You're Mr. Butterfly.
Oh, yes, Monsieur Butterfly.
Whole breakfast show full of former athletes. Who would have knew?
Swimmers. What were you? What's your claim to fame?
I was
Were
going
you
to
a
say, what
swimmer?
sort of stroke?
Friday night, Hibiscus Swimming Club in Mount Cravat, Brisbane. My mum and dad used to run the swimming club.
Oh, well, no wonder you made the team.
Funnily enough, Lauren, I didn't make the team.
What was your stroke?
Eating.
Or were you running the canteen?
Yeah, I was running the canteen. That
I
was my
would
job.
love to see Jase Hawkins in a swimming cap.
I'm not a bad swimmer.
Do you know
Should
what?
we have a swimming race?
I've taken on Stephanie Rice in the pool before.
Well, that was stupid. She's like a world champion 15 times over.
Yeah, I was
Why
shocked.
did you take her on?
I believe...
Did you do 50 and she had to do 300 or something?
No, I thought I'd be able to give it a crack.
What do you think if you swum against an actual swimmer, for you to do 50 metres, Clint, what if we got Mac Horton in the pool? He's retired, hasn't he? He has retired. You
Yeah,
know why I
he's-
know that? Because
yeah.
I saw him on postcards on Sunday night. His career's going places.
That's working for you.
And I reckon he could do 200 metres in the time you could do 50.
200?
Yeah, he could do 4
No
laps
way.
easily.
No.
In the time of Jase doing... Do you know how far 50 metres is to swim?
Do you know how far it is to
He'd be-
walk? Oh. There's
50 metres head start, he'd get him.
What, you reckon he could do 100 in the time Jase does 50?
Yeah.
I reckon 200. 150.
Guys, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. All you have to do...
You just did disagree. You went, no.
Yeah, I know, but then I really thought about it and I knew where this conversation was going to go.
You're going to be racing
We were
Mac-
going to hit the ad
Mac
break and
Horton.
Lauren would be like, we're going to need a pool. If you would like to be a part of our Ordinary Games and you think you can do the biggest splash off the old Springer, all you have to do is register via the
Jerry
Nova
Springer.
Player app.
The Jerry Springboard.
Your chance to win $1,000 and be our Ordinary Games champion. It is Jase and Lauren. You're listening to Nova 100 and we are paying your bills.
Hello.
Hello, is that Mitch from Lara who has a huge gas bill that he'd like paid?
It sure is.
Mitch, your gas bill is sorted, my friend.
It's on us, brother.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that.
Nova Player app is the place to go. Otherwise, you can register on novafm.com.au.
Totally. We're doing it every day, and then you just have to listen. At 7 o'clock, if we call your name, you got 20 minutes to call us back, like Mitch just did, and we'll be paying whatever bill you want us to pay.
Keep that in mind when you check the mailbox. It might help with the anxiety.
Yeah. Just get Nova to pay this. Jason Lauren will pick that one up. No problems. How good. Hey, Clint, question about Paris. You are in
Question.
Paris because I was
Yes.
in Italy, different country, similar region, earlier this year, a couple of weeks ago.
I have a question too.
Yeah.
Is it French onion soup there or just onion soup?
And is it French fries or just fries?
Both extraordinarily important questions.
They just call them.
And can I tell you, I ordered an onion soup.
Yeah,
Did you really?
yesterday.
It is.
Really?
I did. Yeah.
And
it's
the
an
fries are
onion
just
soup.
Fritz, right? There's no French fries.
They're just Fritz.
That's an
They're just
American.
Fritz.
Really?
Well, you're not going to go to France and ask for French fries.
Well, I suppose
What
not.
are they going to say? No, you can only serve German ones here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Mind blown.
Yeah, no, he's getting the Ridgy Didge authentic ones. The onion soup and the fries.
All right, that's it. Let's go to the break.
Hey, another thing that I want to ask about France and Paris, because I got addicted to this in Roma, the Lime scooters. Do they have them over there?
Oh, the scooters. The scooters are everywhere.
So-
the scooters and still the bikes as well.
But they're
the
so
scooters
good
are taking
over
over.
there.
Are there bikes in the river? Like,
No, it's
they're-
only Australians
no.
that do that. That's what I want to know, because here I would never think, oh, I'm going to Baby Pizza for dinner. I'm going to jump on a Lime scooter. Over there, Paul and I will walk out of the hotel, get on a Lime scooter and go to dinner all the time.
And not even think anything of it. Helmet
No.
on?
I don't think you needed it over there. Different laws to here. We're not
Well,
sure.
when your head
Don't-
hits the pavement,
You don't need one.
it's a different impact over there, is it?
Yeah, and the Europeans drive like crazy people, so really you should probably wear helmets over there. But on the cobblestones, as you're going, and I thought, oh, is
You
this-
just scan it on your little Uber app?
yeah. On the little Lime scooter app. They are so efficient. They're such a great way to get around the city. I went for a run one morning and Paul followed me on a Lime scooter. He just scooted next
What do you
to
mean,
me
like
while
a
I was
support
running.
vehicle with
Yeah.
the hazards on, holding water out?
Yeah. It was like I was running a marathon and he was the support man.
Did you get a scooter home?
No, I ran home. He scooted.
you-
he
did
scooted
he-
at the
did he
hotel.
dink you?
The hotel. Oh, we tried. We were too heavy. We tried to dink. It wouldn't go. It wouldn't go with the two of us.
Really? What does it say? Wait,
It just doesn't move. I was like, I think this one's broken. Paul's like, I don't think it's broken.
Isn't it?
pal."
There's nothing worse. You get in an elevator as the last person. It flashes up.
Oh, no.
You know, over the weight limit. And
Yeah.
everyone looks at you and you're like,
I'm the
I'll
guy.
get off.
I'm the one that tipped it over. Have you been
So what do
using
you
them,
reckon-
Clint?
Yeah, I used one the other night, but you're right. There's no helmets needing to be worn over here.
No.
So I think they're just a very easy, popular sort of mode of transport.
Well,
but they
because
zip around.
I
at great
became a bit of a
speeds.
hoon. I was very slow at the start. And then, once I got my confidence up,
You got to be careful here, though. The cops are targeting them.
yes, you got to be
Even-
very careful here. And you can't drink and scoot.
No, even on
No, you can't
RBT.
drink.
On RBT, they pulled over
Shut
some.
up. On a
do
Lime
they?
scooter.
Yep, they pulled over two girls on a Lime scooter. A, they were dinking. And
Are you not allowed to dink here?
Well, secondly, they got her to blow in the breathalyzer.
Whoa.
And because she was on her P plates in a car, she had to be zero.
Yeah. No, you can't
No,
drink. You definitely,
really?
you
Yep.
definitely can't drink and scoot in Australia. No.
Well, to be honest, you can't really even scoot here. Otherwise, everyone sits in their car, points and laughs. It's just that culture. I don't know.
Over there, though, everyone's doing it. And you know what? I didn't see one floating in the river like here. Why do Australians?
Yeah, I know.
Why can't we have nice things? Everyone just
There's
picks
a
them
lot
up
of other
and turfs
stuff in
them
the river here, though.
in the river. Are you going to
Yeah.
go swimming in the river? You said you were. In Paris?
I'll go down tomorrow and have a look. I have a squiz. So they've opened like a little pool here, like a part of the river where people can just jump in and have a swim.
Is anyone
But
doing
there was,
it?
well, there was concern. So there's a whole heap of protests going on here at the moment because there's a small hardcore bunch of people that don't want the Olympics because it just shuts down
This is
the
the
city.
poo test.
Oh, it's a bit late, though. These
So-
are like the people that still
No,
chain
people are
themselves
still-
to the trees at Albert Park for the Grand Prix.
People
Like, the trees have been
upstream-
gone for 20 years.
Yeah, people upstream are still apparently dropping the decks and
Really?
having a poo
In the
Yep.
river. Well,
in
you
the
should
river.
definitely
so
go
there's
for
a
a
few
swim.
logs.
Jesus.
Mind the logs.
Do you reckon,
Oh, no.
I was just watching our producers when we're talking about the scooters and when we're talking about dinking. Do you reckon Gen Z? who's
She'd
like-
be a scooter girl. Are you a Lime scooter girl, Gen Z?
Do you reckon she even knows what dinking is?
Do you know it?
Does Gen Z know what dinking is?
I know what dinking is, but actually, fun fact, I broke my elbow from a Lime scooter. I fell off it when I was drunk.
Oh, no, you can't go on it when you've been drinking.
We just said don't drink and scoot.
Oh, it was only lemonade.
Oh, safe. Brilliant.
Can't wait for Probe the Popo. When they come in this week, we'll be playing that and getting you arrested. You silly, irresponsible young girl.
Did any boys ever dink you home on their bike? You know when you'd sit
Nah.
on the handlebars?
Nah, I wasn't a dinker. I wasn't a bike girl.
More of a side cart on a motorbike?
No,
Imagine you.
no, not itchy and scratchy. Not in the side
Did the
part.
boys you date have
itchy.
spokey
What's that
dogs?
itchy and scratchy that happened?
Itchy and scratchy, The Simpsons.
What was the cartoon?
You were thinking of that old school cartoon.
Pinky and the Brain.
Not itchy.
The itchy and scratchy show.
Run in their motorbike. Clint is joining us live from Paris for the Olympics. Just listening to the news there, and I know it broke late yesterday, the assault on the Australian girl.
Terrible. Shocking.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. There's a heightened sense of security around town at the moment in the wake of the 25-year-old Australian girl who's now on her way back home. And look, given the circumstances, we are told that she's doing okay, which is good news. Police are investigating. They're on the hunt for 5 Parisians. She was really distressed, obviously, given the circumstances. She stumbled into a kebab shop after a suspected sexual assault. So it is just harrowing. And as I say, the hunt now continues for these 5 alleged perpetrators.
It's a shocking story, Clint. Do you feel safe over there? Are people feeling safe in Paris, or are people feeling unsafe?
I mean, I feel safe. The Australian team has been given an order by the chef de mission, Anna Mears, not to wear their uniforms out of the village because they feel as though they've got more of a level of safety if they're in plain clothes than if
Just
they
look
are
like a
in an
civilian.
Australian uniform.
Is it
So that sort of gives you a sense,
though, or is that all teams?
Well, it's certainly the edict from the Australian team. I have seen other international athletes wearing their uniforms outside of the village.
But Australians
so it doesn't
aren't
apply
less
to
safe
all.
than other people.
No.
Hey, on a lighter note, I was talking to you last night, just on text. You were saying the vibe's definitely lifted in Paris. Like, you feel a lot more people have arrived ahead of the games?
Oh, absolutely. For instance, the Australian swimming team arrived earlier this afternoon. So I think in terms of the Australian contingent, almost at sort of 75%, which is great. And the Olympic opening ceremony, Friday night our time or Saturday morning your time. So it's absolutely
There
lifted.
is a monster
Oh, yes.
rumour
Huge
about
rumour.
the
Talk to
opening
me.
ceremony, and it's either going to be one of the greatest things or a terrible disappointment.
I'll tell you what.
Because we know this person is not that well, but I've heard that they may be making an appearance.
Okay, we'll dive into that after 8 o'clock.
Oh my gosh. If it happens, it'll make the whole opening ceremony.
So, Melbourne Whispers, we do every week. This is where you can share your rumours. Lauren is sitting on an absolute cracker.
A Paris rumour.
To do with the opening ceremony. We'll get to that after 8. We love chatting with experts on this show, and this lady is one of them. She's a mum of 2, and she is Australia's first female astronaut.
The experts with Jase and Lauren.
You're special.
Specialists who specialise in very special things.
Hi, I'm Catherine, and I'm Australia's first female astronaut.
Let's hear from the expert.
Catherine, good morning. Dare I say, the coolest mum in Australia.
Seriously.
Thanks for having me on. It's great to be here.
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. I'm fascinated and equally terrified about space.
What terrifies you about space?
Well, are there aliens?
Oh, Jesus, God, here we go. Here we go.
Sometimes I think they walk among us, but, I don't think that they do, to be
Catherine,
honest.
please don't encourage her. Okay, so you are a fully qualified astronaut who, and do I get this right, is now literally just waiting for assignment?
Basically, so once you finish the basic astronaut training like I just did, you can call yourself an astronaut. So that means you're ready for assignment to the International Space Station or the moon as a professional government astronaut. There's about 100 of us that are active globally, which is pretty amazing. And but I've entered what's called pre-mission assignment phase, which is where you keep your training up, you keep fit and healthy, you get out into schools and, inspire kids into STEM careers, and you have a day job. And my day job will be back at the Australian Space Agency using my space engineering skills.
Would you have any idea where you're going? Like, do you go somewhere, or do you just fly around in space and come back?
The main destination for astronauts today in space is called the International Space Station. It's a huge space station. It's the size of a football field. Usually there's 7 or more astronauts on it at any time, and it's full of scientific labs basically to look at medicine and biotech, material sciences, biology and all sorts.
So let's say you're working at the International Space Station, right? This might seem like a stupid question, but is it like a normal working week? Like, do you get 2 days off, and what do you do?
Time off in lieu?
Yeah, and like, what do you do at the space station on your day off?
In a way, so if you're on like a 2-week mission, you just smashed. It's like a sprint. Every waking moment is like doing science, and then you kind of sleep when you return to Earth in a way. But for the most astronauts, it's 6 months. So that's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's something akin to a working day. You know, you wake up floating in your little kind of telephone box sized bed. You go eat breakfast. You have a daily call with ground, and then you get to work. And you have this schedule. It's kind of like... It reminds me of, you know, when you see Olympic swimming and you've got to keep up with the red line. You've got to keep up with the red line of your experiments that day. And also you'll have a couple of hours in the gym on board. You'll have some calls with your family. You'll probably take a few photos out of the window of Earth, you know, to spread the message about, you know, environmental awareness and the importance of that. And then you sleep.
Just quickly on the call to the family, I imagine it'd be like international calls when we were growing up, and mum and dad would be like, "Did you hear the beeps?
Be
That's
quick.
another $1. Wrap it up."
quick.
Something like that. It's definitely not as simple as just, you know, picking up the phone and having a video call, but you usually have a video call with your family every week, and you can call them by phone every day if you want, which is really important. A lot of astronauts have kids, so it's important to, you know, keep being involved in their life and share that experience together.
So this might be a dumb question, but we know on like rocket ships, we see the astronauts floating around and there's zero gravity. On the space station, is that the same situation? And when you sleep, are you just floating around in your sleep, or are you like strapped onto a bed?
I love these
or
questions.
is that dumb question?
No, not at all.
Not dumb. So basically, yeah, you're floating around the whole time you're up there, and it's part of like the training that we did to get used to that. So we went in 0G planes to learn how to maneuver around and not bump into everything or try and swim, which doesn't work, but you feel like it should, and kick someone in the face.
Lauren, it's like being on the Gravitron, basically.
Oh, the Gravitron.
I heard you saying you're in like a phone box bed.
Well, basically, if you're up there for more than a month, you get sort of like this mini room. It's about the size of, you know, the old school phone boxes. And when you sleep in there, you are potentially floating freely. Some astronauts, like, they really struggle to sleep that way, so they'll jam themselves into a corner. You know how like a heavy blanket calms people down? Being in space is like the opposite. Like your body isn't touching anything, so people will bring like elastics to try and get that feeling of being like held
Weighted
in.
blankets.
Yeah,
Lauren would have to get the weighted blanket. I got it from Adair's. You'd have to take that with you.
Except it's weightless in space, right? How does that work?
Oh my God.
Hey, Catherine, this is every kid's sort of dream. You know, for me, I had glow zone on the roof of my bedroom, right? We're always thinking, dreaming about what it's like in space. You're 39, you've got 2 kids of your own. What do they think? Mum's an astronaut.
I think they think it's pretty great. Like, they love going into the astronaut center. It's like a giant shed full of space mock-ups. They call it the astronauts playground. But they're so young, it was kind of normal. They were also really excited by the vending machine. So I think it's, you know, they're young enough that mum being an astronaut's the same as mum doing any other job. And a lot of their mates at their school over there, their parents were flown astronauts. So, you know, they were cooler than me. So that it was normal for them. But it's still a fun adventure.
Obviously, so I was just going to say, you've done all this training and you've worked your butt off to be a fully qualified astronaut. Obviously, you've done all that because you want to go to space. But let's be honest, it's bloody dangerous. There's been some absolute disasters in the past. Surely there's that fear of actually doing it if you get the call one day.
What movies don't you watch?
I watch all the movies. But, you know, it is sobering. The risks of spaceflight are real. The design risk for a mission end to end is 1 in 200 fatality risk. You mean, you don't sniff at that. But that's why we go up there to do important work, to do science you can't do on Earth that creates new medical breakthroughs, new breakthroughs that help against climate, in the fight against climate change and many other topics. So for me, like, that's the reason to go, to make those discoveries. I was a space engineer before, developing, you know, rockets and satellites and space stations. My husband is too, so, you know, he worked on some of the vehicles I'd potentially be going up in.
Wow.
So no pressure on him should I go. But those teams, you know, space engineers and scientists involved in these endeavours, it is a huge team effort. Everyone's really dedicated and determined that things will be as safe as possible for the astronauts. Like in Australia, we have people involved in that too that are absolute experts. So I trust in those teams.
We are chatting with the expert of space this morning. That's right, Catherine is a mum of 2 and Australia's first official
astronaut. We're going to continue our chat on the other side of this. Catherine, I do have a question coming up that it's immature, but I know we're all thinking it.
How did you, realise that this is what you wanted to do? Did you start, this probably is another dumb question, did you start as a pilot and you were interested in planes and then it turned into rockets, or was it always space?
For me, I was just a kid that dreamed of the stars and space travel, and I wanted to be the one to walk on those new worlds, the other planets that no one had ever walked on before. And I think that many kids have that dream. The Lego group has just surveyed across Australia and found out that 7 out of 10 kids want to be astronauts. Almost 9 out of 10 are fascinated by space.
That's so cool.
And it's an incredibly powerful fascination that we can use to help kids dream big for themselves. And as a teenager, I went beyond just wanting to explore space for the adventure to being excited by the science. And then when I worked in the industry, I realized how much our society depends on it for, things like farming and banking and Google Maps.
It's funny until you explain what's actually happening at the space station this morning. I'll be honest, I used to sit there and go, what are we pouring all this cash into? But now I know that that's where research is happening for climate change and to help us actually live longer on Earth. 2 quick things. One, will we be living on Mars one day? Because you hear in the news every couple of weeks, it's potential, moving to Mars.
Once you go, you can't come back.
It's often said that the first person on Mars is sitting in a classroom today, and that could be an Australian classroom.
Wow.
Which is quite incredible. It's the reason that you go to explore those places is for that science, to learn about our solar system, to see if there's life out there. And all of those technologies, they benefit life on Earth. You talked about us spending money in space. There's no bank in space. When you launch a rocket, it's not full of cash. It's investment in industry and science on Earth.
Catherine, just say I want to join you in space. Are there any prerequisites? Clearly you need to be fit, right? You need to be smart. What does one need to study? How do I get to space?
Well, the great thing about wanting to be an astronaut is you can have many types of career. You can have a career in any STEM field, so science, technology, engineering, maths, including being a doctor or a pilot.
Journalism?
There's a need for space journalists in general on the ground. But actually, part of being an astronaut is to be a science communicator. So an astronaut today, you're a scientist and their test subject. You're an engineer, you're a space tradie, you're a medical doctor, and you're a communicator for science. Around the world about your country and to the people in your country about the amazing things we have going on. So in the selection process, they look for those kinds of backgrounds. They also look for expeditionary experience, people that have been in the military or say being to Antarctica, operational hobbies like flying or scuba diving or being in the emergency services, living internationally in languages. All of those things were part of the criteria. You also have to be, fit and healthy, so you're safe in space as a crew member, but also likely to have a long and healthy career so that you can be used for as long as possible and be the right baseline for all the medical research you have to be a guinea pig for.
But you also have to have a huge amount of patience, because I can hardly sit still on a flight from Melbourne to Brisbane, which is 2 hours, right? How long does it take to rocket to the space station?
And is there a drinks cart?
Well, once the rocket launches, you can be in the space station in a couple of hours or a couple of days, depending on the orbits. So that part is pretty quick. But yeah, you have to be patient in your career. You don't know when you'll fly. It's not in your control.
Can I
There's no drinks cart.
No. Can I ask?
But the food is interesting.
Well, can I ask an immature question?
I know what you're going to ask. I can read your mind right now.
Everything.
Is it about the bathrooms?
Yeah, like you said, there's zero gravity. Is there a chance, there could just be a rogue poo floating in the air? How does the bathroom situation work?
My
goodness.
Wear a nappy. There's so much curiosity about this in Australia. It's really fascinating. Well, actually, yeah, for parts of things like the spacewalks, you wear a nappy, like an adult diaper.
Yep.
And actually, those diapers have gone into developing diapers in hospitals and stuff on Earth. So great spin out there. But yeah, there are space toilets, of course. You're up there for a while. And
what, do you just hook a pipe on?
Space toilets.
It's kind of like, so the urine's recycled. So yesterday's coffee is tomorrow's coffee. The poos aren't. They become shooting stars burning up in the Earth's atmosphere. And you kind of, the toilet looks a bit like a nappy bin. Like you kind of poop into a plastic bag.
Sorry.
And then it goes.
And then you shoot it into space.
Eventually,
Just out the
yeah,
window.
burns up.
I
So
need
if
to
you're
know
having a
that.
romantic moment looking at a shooting star, it's might not as be as romantic.
Well, speaking of romance?
That's amazing.
Sorry.
Can you have,
And also,
can you
just
have
having a little
romance
sip on
in
a-
space?
Well, officially it's never happened, and we never got to that topic in our astronaut training process.
Oh,
so
come
maybe
on.
It
that's
didn't come up
a
at
future
school.
topic for me. Yeah,
Guys, we've all
There's
been
no
on.
space sex ed.
Yeah, we've all been on schoolies trips and work trips. Come
You
on.
really do need the weighted blanket for that.
Someone's
You're
up
up
there
there
on
for
the
a
space
long
station.
time.
Yeah.
Mate, you guys are there for a long time. And just quickly, can I ask how many Australian astronauts are there?
There's never been anyone representing Australia before, so I've got the honour of being the first to be backed by Australia, which is incredible. Because
Amazing.
what it means is that, even during the training, and even more should it progress, is that more Australians can be involved. So our scientists, our engineers, our doctors, our kids in their schools. But yeah, now it's a new world. We have an Australian space agency, so let's see what the future holds.
Amazing.
Well, she is the
Oh, it's
first
so cool.
Australian woman to become a fully fledged astronaut, and she's got a pretty cool social handle as well. Aussie Astro Catherine. Love that.
Love that.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This has been a real insight. We've really enjoyed it.
So
Thanks for having me. It's
interesting.
fun. Next time from space, huh?
If you go up there, shoot us a text. We'd love to check in.
Sounds awesome.
We'll be
Thank
looking
you.
out for the shooting stars.
No, we won't. All right, let's do it. And it is easy. Every day, we give you a chance to win $5,000 just for answering one simple question.
Sharon from Deer Park for $5,000. What was the first country to give women the right to vote?
3. I think it was New Zealand.
You just won 5K.
Sharon! It's that easy.
Oh my god, I'm shaking.
There you go. That's how easy it is. Just do what Sharon did. Throw out an answer if you're not sure, and you could be winning the cash.
All right, let's go to Emily. Morning, Em.
Morning.
All right.
Emily in Vermont, 24
That's
years
me.
old.
She's a horse girl.
Oh, now yesterday we were talking about equine therapy, and I was saying Jay should go and do equine therapy. It's very good for the soul, the therapy with the horses. Would you agree?
I just rub the horse? Is that?
I think you stare into their eyes and stuff. I'm not sure. But I had many equine therapists reach out to me yesterday.
I didn't know it was a massive industry.
It's
but
a
there
big
you go.
industry.
All right.
They're good for the soul horses, aren't they, Emily?
They definitely are. Helps mine.
All right. Let's see if we can win you some cash. Are you after an easy question to potentially take home $50, a medium question for $500, or the $5,000 question?
Let's go to 5K.
Done.
$5,000.
All right. I'm going to ask you a question for $5,000, Emily. You will get a 3, 2, 1 countdown. You need to answer it within that time. If you are correct, $5,000 coming your way.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Remember, you can always guess. Here we go. Your $5,000 question is...
How many nations are part of the Commonwealth?
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you should have had a guess, Emily.
I know, I completely.
What would you have guessed? Throw a number out there.
10.
Okay.
All right.
The Commonwealth Games have
Terrible guess.
more than 10. Oh, this is quite topical because there's obviously the Commonwealth Games and then the Olympic Games. 56.
Yeah, I was confused.
56 is the answer.
Yeah.
56 independent and equal countries make up the Commonwealth.
That's why the opening ceremony of the Com Games goes for 4 days. Hey, Emily, thanks for giving it a crack, mate.
Thank you.
No
Thanks,
worries.
Emily.
5K question.
She probably needed the $5,000. Having horses is an expensive hobby.
Oh, well, no horse food today. Hey, Clint, coming up next, sorry.
Yeah, life is about to change for 2 Australian athletes in a matter of hours.
Oh, we've lost Clint.
We'll tell you why on the other side of Billie Eilish here on Nova.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear. Melbourne Whispers.
Hey, all thanks to Mimosa Homes V Collection homes, starting from $199,900 plus free site costs visit. We love free site cost
a free
visit.
site cost visit.
You can go to mimosahomes.com.au. We don't mind a mimosa either.
Different.
This is Melbourne Whispers. This is where if you are sitting on a rumour
something you've heard about a person or something here in Melbourne, you can give us a ring. You can remain completely anonymous. Our number is 13 24 10.
We've had some rippers in the past, and quite a few of them have not been wrong, Jase.
However, today we're starting with Paris Whispers.
Oh, I've heard a rumour. It's all over my friendship group WhatsApp chats. It's all over socials. There is a rumour. So the Paris Olympics, obviously we know, is about to start. The opening ceremony is coming up. Apparently it's on the river, so I don't know how this is going to work. But there's always the biggest stars in the world.
Just the minute you say it's on the river.
Makes you nervous.
Well, just we all remember the grand final parade when they put them on the boats.
Well, apparently... There is a strong rumour that one of the star performers at the Paris opening Olympics, and this woman hasn't been very well, it's been very well documented that at some point she thought she'd never perform again. Celine Dion could be back singing Power of the Dream. Remember, she did it in Atlanta in 1996. Oh. Remember this? Oh my gosh.
You're ruining it.
I've got goosebumps. Oh, this should be a Friday sing-along.
I mean, look, if they roll her out to do that and she's out there...
Can you imagine?
I mean, you'd sit there and go, while you're here, can you pump out my heart?
Well, I was going to say, right, because if you're on the river scene, they have to start. Is she just going to do the same song all the way to the end, over and over and over and over again?
Do the Titanic song. If they're on the river.
No, you can't be doing that. No, that's like a bad omen.
My heart will go on as they roll. Oh. Okay, so Celine possible for the opening ceremony.
Opening ceremony.
That was an absolute banger in 96, wasn't it?
Another quick rumour I've heard. It's about Melbourne. There's that story about Katy Perry doing the AFL Grand Final.
Oh, this one comes up every week.
But I've heard.
Here we go.
It's actually going to be Rihanna. Riri. At the halftime at the AFL Grand Final.
Halftime?
Rihanna.
Halftime AFL Grand Final.
Riri.
Rihanna.
Under my umbrella. Ella. Yep, not Katy Perry, Rihanna. But
yeah, right.
Surely the AFL will make an announcement on it soon.
All right, let's go to Amanda in Berwick. Morning, Amanda.
Morning, guys. How you going?
We are good. Welcome to Melbourne Whispers. What a little room are you sitting on?
So, driverless trams coming to Melbourne.
No.
Yeah.
Driverless.
A friend of mine works in the industry and works in sort of the manufacturing side of things and has been part of some meetings that have been talking about rolling that out in Melbourne.
I'm not entirely surprised. Remember, we said we'd do the trial of the driverless trucks and then it got canned that day it was meant to start.
I know, but a truck on the freeway on the Monash is very different to a tram on tracks.
Although I was in San Francisco at Christmas time and they had the driverless Uber. They weren't called Ubers, they were called something else, remember?
That's right. You got
and
the
they're
car with
rolling
no
them
driver.
out
No.
all over America, these driverless cars as Ubers and taxis.
I mean, look, it doesn't surprise me. They're on tracks. I remember going to Singapore airport and they've got like a monorail sort of vibe. It goes
Does anyone drive those airport ones?
No, they're all automated.
Ah.
Yeah. It's devastating for my 2-year-old Archie. He wants to drive a tram when he's older.
Shout out to the tram drivers in Melbourne who might not appreciate hearing that this morning.
Yeah.
Driverless trams, you reckon?
All right, let's go to our executive producer, The Thumb. Another Melbourne Whisper.
So this one has come from a mate of mine, and he works at the snow mountains he prepares like ski lifts and stuff, and they kind of build them. Apparently Mount Buller are going to undergo a multi-million-dollar expansion and become one of the biggest mountains in Australia.
Well, that would be handy because it's close to Melbourne. It's the closest one. Not bad.
Yeah, so
what would they do?
That,
just what, new ski lifts?
New ski lifts,
So you can-
and one of the ones, the gondolas with the little cover over the top.
And then you can access higher parts of the mountain, different parts.
We must go.
Oof, that's a big job. We must go. We should do a snow trip.
Go. Oh.
13 24 10 is our number if you ever want to jump on the phones with a little rumour, a little whisper you've heard around town.
I only saw the snow for the first time like 7 years ago.
Well, that's because you're a Queenslander. Paul and I went to the snow. Our friends have a snow house overseas, and we went to visit. And he'd never seen snow before either, and you could tell because he could not ski.
Didn't he have to get rescued and brought down the mountain?
Yeah, we had ski rescue come and get him. But that was just because he was exhausted.
Oh, so he wasn't injured. He was just tired.
No, he wasn't injured. But he said, if I keep going, I'm going to get injured because I am exhausted. And all our friends were at the bottom of the mountain when he came down with the skis.
So they put him on a stretcher and then drag him
He
down the
thought he
mountain?
was going to get to go on a skidoo, and they put him in a stretcher at the back and dragged him down.
That's rock
And
bottom.
everyone was there. Everyone was there waiting at the bottom, thinking he'd hurt himself, and he was like, "No, I'm just hungry.
I just lay there and pretend to be dead.
I am ready for lunch, guys."
Every week, we like to offload the Jason Lauren row at a specific game.
How fun.
This week, if you are a fan of the Mighty Pies,
Oh, my mighty, not so mighty at the moment, but mighty Tigers. You could be going to the footy on us or with your mates. We've got a whole row to give away to you and your friends. 13 24 10 is our number.
I'll tell you what, well, you've been in Paris, Clint. My Pies have not been going too well.
Well, my Tigers haven't been doing that well, and neither of his Melbourne Demons, to be honest. Are the Pies out of the finals?
We are 13th. The Tigers are 18th.
It's quite close, that gap between like 14th and
Yeah.
6th, though, isn't it? Like that could all flip around in a heartbeat.
Well, I'd go as far as to say if the Pies lose to the Tigers this week, it's season over,
It's done.
right?
It's
Surely.
done. The Pies lose to the Tigers this week. I'll get a run next week in a Collingwood jumper. Let's go to Ringwood East. Erin, this is interesting. You are a Pies fan, but your partner goes for the Tigers.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I really do hope Collingwood win, but honestly, they're not making me feel positive about it.
No, I hear you, mate.
So it's your relationship.
All we need is to beat Richmond.
Yeah, everyone wants to beat Richmond. It's not that hard anymore either, Aaron. So it's your relationship rivalry round. Reckon you can gather a couple of mates and take a whole row?
Yes, we actually have lots of friends that are Richmond, lots of friends that are Collingwood. So
Oh, geez, it's going to be a full mixed bag. All right, well, the row is yours this week. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Have a great time at the footy.
AFL.com.au to grab your tickets.
I mean, generally you can't beat two big teams at the MCG. Like Richmond, Collingwood should be a sellout.
1 o'clock Sunday afternoon as well.
Great
so
time.
I know I might take the boys. Perfect time. 'Cause then you're not home too late on
I
a
don't
Sunday.
know if this one will be a sellout. But generally it should be.
Hey, coming up next, guys, I popped into Grilled yesterday to grab a cheeky burger on the way home.
Grilled, not Nandos.
Not Nandos.
You went to Grilled.
Gave their
Mixed
deep
it up.
fryer a break. I was sitting there and they said, it's about 8 minutes on that order. You know, when you're hungry, that 8 minutes can be a long time.
Eternity.
Well, what I did next, I'm not sure is socially acceptable. I'm going to find out where you sit on it after this. We've got a Grilled burger bar across the road from Nova here in South Melbourne.
Oh, it's had a recent reno, hasn't it? Because you were very sad one day. You said, Lauren, Grilled is closed.
No, the Nando's had the
Oh, the
renovation.
Nandos.
The Nandos.
And then you were happy because you were like, Lauren, it's reopened. Is there a Grilled and a Nandos there?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
The options are endless.
Unbelievable.
You didn't go there yesterday. You left yesterday so early in the morning. You left at like 9:01. You didn't go and get a Grilled.
No. I went to Channel 9, which we're going to chat about soon, and then I came back.
To get your car.
No, to get the Grilled. So... So I walked in. So it was like
There's holes in this story.
It was like 11. It was 11:30. I walk in and
Which seems early, but that's lunchtime for us because we get up so early.
Absolutely. And I was hungry, right? And when you're hungry, you just like you want your food now.
Oh no, I've never seen you in that state.
And
never.
I did the build your
Only
own
every morning.
Did the build your own burger, which is great.
Do you have to go up to the register to do that? Because I'd panic. Or do you do it on a machine?
No, that's Macca's. This one, you go up to the counter, you talk to a person.
And you just say, I want this bun, and I want this patty, and I want these salads.
Yeah.
And
an
this
egg.
cheese.
How good's an egg on a burger?
That's an
Do you
Aussie
get the
burger.
high protein bun?
What do you think?
I get the low carb. The one that looks like a pancake.
Why would you do that?
I just...
If you're going to do it, do it.
So anyway, place the order and she goes, look, it's going to be about 9 minutes. We're just doing a catering order. And I'm like...
9 minutes seems completely acceptable for a homemade burger.
It does.
Custom.
It does
burger.
right now, but when you're hungry and you're in the shop, that 9 minutes can feel like days. So I grab a seat and there's two tradies next to me and they've just finished up and they get up and walk out. And now the corner of my eye, I notice one of them hasn't finished his chips.
No.
They're like...
What are we talking?
They're sitting in the container. This is the normal chips, with a little salt and herb on it. So it's not like sprawled on the plate. It's not sitting in leftover burger juice or anything. It's just in a little chip cup and with all these chips sticking out. So it wasn't like even the remnants of the chips. It was like, almost...
So it hasn't
full.
been soiled?
Hasn't been soiled, Clint.
Yeah, but they might have coughed all over it.
They wouldn't have coughed
They might
all
have picked some up with their dirty fingers and
Oh.
put them back in.
Jerry in the kitchen
Might have
could have
fallen
done
on the
the same
ground.
thing.
He might have taken his chewing gum out and said, "I don't want this anymore, and I don't want these chips." So I'll
You're not
put the
doing
chewing
that.
gum
You're
in
not doing that. You're not doing
Why?
that. They looked clean.
You didn't eat them. I saw you post
sure
about this
you
on
didn't
Instagram. You didn't actually eat them.
I did post it on the gram. A lot of people came back and said it's rock bottom. Is it socially acceptable to indulge in a leftover chip? Because are you telling me?
They do it in kitchens all the time.
That's what I want to know.
You reckon? It's going back and they're having a nibble.
If I was a waiter and I was picking up people's plates and the person seemed clean, I'm carrying it back to the kitchen, I'm hungry, you'd
And what about if only 16% of the people on your poll said it was acceptable, by the way? And what if you worked in a kitchen in a restaurant and there was pizza and you took it back and they'd only eaten half the pizza? Would you chow in?
Well, it's pizza. That's a silly question.
Or the crust. Have the crust.
Oh, you can't eat someone's leftover
You
crust.
can't eat the crust.
I wouldn't be eating the chips. So no way.
Hang on. Did you?
I was going to until I was shamed on Instagram.
So you didn't do it.
I thought people will be with me here.
No.
And then it was just the feedback I was getting was like, how rock bottom
And then did you
are
put up another one saying, "Just joking. I love waiting for the 9 minutes." Just kidding. Just jokes, y'all. I'm glad you didn't do it. I'm proud of you. 9 minutes really isn't that long in the scheme
No,
of
the
things.
9 blew out to 15, Lauren, and then by then they'd
Ate
cleared the
chips.
table.
Ate
They'd-
chips. Oh, so he went to the bin.
Thank you for being a friend.
Hey, that is it. We are out of here. Coming up today, Mel
ya.
is going to be paying your bills. Clint, you're off for the flag bearer announcement in Paddy.
Oh, we are
Yeah,
out of
go to
time to
bed
talk
first.
about that. Go to bed, Clint.
No time.
All right, get out of here. We will see you tomorrow, Melbourne.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for being a friend.
Gonna be a good day.
Jase and Lauren. Jase and Lauren.
Wake up feeling good.
On Nova 100.
Jase and Lauren.
Follow them on socials.
Nova.